Hi, welcome to the 2000 AD panel. I'm not sure if it's got a title beyond that. I'd like to introduce from the left Cam Kennedy, Charlie Adlards, I'm Al Ewing, John Higgins, who's now going to kill me, and Simon Fraser. Sorry, John. Brain fart.
He owed me a pint of beer, so he's trying to forget the name so he can get the pint of beer. You won't forget that.
I won't now. Yeah, so...
We'll send off and see who we are when we do.
Yeah, I figured that would be the first step.
Right.
You can tell me great mother there.
Okay, I'm Simon Fraser. I've done some Dreads, but mostly I'm known for a strip called The Adventures of Nikolai Dante, which has been going for a while and is finite, so it will end sometime soonish. So I can't tell anybody when, or I'm not allowed to talk about it, so don't ask me.
So it's like you've read the end?
I know the end.
Right, we asked lots of questions throughout, try to peel it out of them. So
what's your name?
Well, I'm Al Ewing, and I write stories. Am I Al? I'm John Higgins, and I've done more or less, actually not every character in the 2000 AD universe, but I would have liked to. Dread and multiple other things, Freaks, and a number of things I've actually forgotten about. I'm actually took a large gap working for 2000 AD, but I've come back to it the last couple of months, and I'm really having a ball doing some of the scripts that what's your name? It's going to be an ongoing thing, isn't it? Yeah. But
I'm so sorry.
Al wrote a really good Christmas Dread for the magazine, which Sally and I, my colourist, who's sitting over there hiding. Everyone look at it. So we did this. The story I really enjoyed. It's just a really nice classic Christmas Dread, and I really enjoyed that. And at the moment, we're working on Tour of Duty with John Wagner. It's just great to work with John again. And I've been around, not quite since the very beginning, but I've been around quite a long time. I really enjoyed most of the times of work in 2000 AD.
Okay, this is my turn. My name's Al Ewing. I'm currently writing Damnation Station and Zombo in the prog, and the occasional Dread, more of which are coming up. Obviously, this is in between all the amazing Tour of Duty stuff, which is knocking my socks off. I don't know about anybody else. Yeah, and that's pretty much it right now. Plus a load of novels, but that's not 2000 AD, so who cares? Charlie.
Yes, I'm Charlie Adlard. I draw zombies out of 2008, not out of 2000 AD, and but my career started working for the magazine. Spent about well over a year fully painting Judge Armitage for the magazine, which was a bit of a baptism of fire since I didn't actually paint at the time, and sporadically returned to 2000 AD in the magazine. I've done Dread, Road Trooper, a few other things, and then had a protracted association with good old Bill Savage over the last few years back, so that's where I am at the moment.
I'm Cam Kennedy and I'm retired. Well, I've done a lot. Dread, Road Trooper, VCs, Punisher, Star Wars, Kidnapped, quite a lot. But I'm a lot older than these guys.
Right, what are we going to start talking about? Okay, I guess what does 2000 AD mean to us? That's probably as good a starting point as any. Do we have any kind of shopping list of? No, that's what makes Hero a hero. Yeah, what does 2000 AD mean to you? Sorry.
It was, I first read it when I was 8 years old. I was living in Lossiemouth along the coast, and it was 1977, and it blew my mind. I thought it was amazing. It's like exactly the kind of comic I wanted to read at 8 years old, which was violent, it was gross, it was angry and aggressive and weird, and it was tremendous. And it kind of probably shaped my, it was very funny as well, it's probably shaped my my perception, and probably got me into comics. I probably wouldn't be doing comics if it wasn't for 2000 AD at some level. So that's what it means to me.
I was sort of like certainly as a reader right from the very beginning, and for me to like see a science fiction comic specifically about the genre that I particularly enjoy was just mind-opening, because nothing around at that particular time had that sort of genre-specific title. And it was certainly a step outside the box for us, like IPC at the time, who were doing lots of sports magazines. They had lots of juvenile titles, you know, so like Shoot, I think was one, and sort of like Roy the Rovers and so on and so forth, and Battle Action and stuff like that. But to like, there's something about sort of science fiction stories that can be sort of cross. You can approach any subject and make it into a science fiction story, and that's the thing I think has worked most with 2000 AD. You do get the wonderful violent element, which I like a lot. You get the political aspect of Judge Dredd, fascism, etc., etc. And like the VCs, the sort of stuff that Cam was doing, you get the war, and I know to a certain extent Vietnam War was over, but that was a reflection of like colonial imposition of sort of like, you know, certain attitudes with certain sort of racism and everything. It all came into sort of like 2000 AD. And I think that was the thing I found most fascinating about science fiction in particular, and particularly 2000 AD, which I think was great fun.
Yeah, I've got to, I mean, to be honest, my how I got into it story is pretty much exactly the same as Sice, so I won't bore everybody by repeating pretty much the same story. Probably just the first prog is just different.
Mm-hmm.
But
You sound like you grew up in Lossiemouth.
you wouldn't know, it was South Lossiemouth. It was south of the river. But yeah, I guess that is what 2000 AD kind of means to me, in that it's that sort of catch-all science fiction comic where that is everything that science fiction can be. And to be honest, everything that comics can be. You know, it's not even limited to SF.
It has opinions and ideas and things. That's unusual for a kids comic, and that's why it's lasted so long. It's because it still has that. And you read the old stuff, you go, yeah, it's aimed at kids, but you can read it as an adult and go, yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah,
it's not dumb.
And kind of every period of it, there's sort of something it was trying to do, some kind of experimentation it was trying to make.
A tremendous generator of talent.
Yeah.
Because an awful lot of, I mean, it doesn't pay the best in the business, so you kind of come through and kind of maybe people move on and go do different things and come back later. And they've always had to like bring in new talent. So there's always been that new stuff coming in and new voices. But at the same time, the idea of like Pat Mills and John Wagner's original ethos is still there.
Yeah.
Kind of angry comic with science fiction, robots and dinosaurs.
Yeah, my story's pretty similar to everyone else. I spent the majority of the 70s reading the black and white Marvel Comics UK reprints, admittedly, until they actually produced, I came into 2000 AD via Star-Lord, I always remember that. For some reason I picked that up first. And then of course when Star-Lord didn't last beyond however many issues it was, 20 odd issues or something, and it was merged with 2000 AD, I was kind of forced to read 2000 AD, which is probably a great thing, because then I started read 2000 AD and, you know, haven't really looked back since. You know, it's all, I think it's pretty much been a formative force in all our youths, you know, especially obviously as aspiring comic artists and writers. You know, you can't underplay how much of an influence a comic like that has been on everybody, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Unlike them, I mean, I hadn't seen 2000 AD before I started working for it. I was working, must have been working on Battle or something, and I just didn't buy comics. And the first time I heard from 2000 AD was when a guy called Steve McManus called me and asked me to do a story for him. And then I went out and bought one and had a look at it, and I thought, yeah, this is good, very good. It was good art. That's what I liked. I appreciate good art. Anytime I ever have picked up a comic, I don't read it, so it's nothing. I'd look at the art, and anytime I have bought a comic or a graphic novel, which is pretty rare, prefer to get them free, but it's always the art I go for. You know, even like buying foreign stuff, not the French, Spanish stuff. I'll buy it. If the artist, I like the artist, I'll buy it because that's my domain. The art. Al's is writing. He would pick up the comic from it and start reading it. I just look at the pictures, and we have this wonderful marriage of both, of writing and pictures, which has become comics. But 2000 AD is, it probably doesn't get a lot of the attention and respect that it deserves as an important icon in history, really, because it was when did Droids start? 77? Just after Star Wars or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.